Mark Media. We have with us a phenomenal lady. Her name is Nachiemba Shamim, and she wrote a book in 2020 called Rising Above, Now That I Lost My Hearing.
My mother wanted me to join vocation. Me, I said no, because my heart was informing me something good is happening. I thank God because I have an heart which has instincts.
Welcome to Mark Media. My name is Lucy, your host. Today we are in Nakaseke District, Kabubu Village, at Sherina's New Hope for Children with Disability Ministry. This beautiful lady lost her hearing at the age of 8, and she has a wonderful story that is very inspirational to share with us. Without further ado, I'll request Shamim to introduce herself. And welcome, Shamim.
Thank you. My name is Nachiemba Shamim. My baptism name is Sherina. Me, I'm 30 years old. So I celebrated my 30 years last week.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Thank you. Time when I was born when I'm hearing. But when I was 8 years, I lost my hearing. Time when I lost my hearing, my life changed more. Because before, when I was still hearing, everything was simple. Especially when I'm learning. Learning was easy because I could hear. But time when I got deaf, things changed. I couldn't learn good. Before I had made many friends. But when I lost my hearing, some of my friends distanced themselves from me. Why? Because I couldn't hear. Sometimes before we used to converse well, we make fun with children. But when time I got deaf, they couldn't interact with me to understand who we are. Me, I was born hearing. When I grew up, when I got mumps. By the time when I got sick, it affected my hearing loss. Then after one time, I woke up when I'd lost my hearing. By the time I became deaf, life changed so much. Because for me, I was hearing before, and I was very clever in class. When I was in class, I was a competitive person. I used to win, but time when I became deaf, many things changed. My learning became poor. Same, my friends started running away from me because I had become deaf, because I couldn't hear anymore. Before, when I was hearing, when I used to meet friends, they could interact with me, talk with me, have fun with me. But when I got deaf, people used to see me and they thought I couldn't contribute in the conversation. People started minimizing me, so I got disappointed. But I don't know how God helped me, because my confidence stayed. I wasn't very worried much. Only one thing that made me worried, it was education, because my learning got deteriorated so much. So when I lost my hearing, Compassion International, the organization, was sponsoring me. When they saw me when I was deaf, I used to stay with my grandmother. My grandmother came, he looked for me. to go to the school for the deaf. But first, they wanted to take me to the hospital so that they can assess me to know what is the problem. Remember, when I got deaf, when I went to visit my mother in Kampala, time when I got deaf, they tried to take me to the hospital to assess my hearing, but they couldn't hear anymore. Time when I came back in village, my grandmother looked at me when I was deaf. He was so disappointed to see me when I have become deaf. He tried all the ways to see me that I can get back my hearing, but it failed. Compassion International, it said it saw my learning was becoming poor. Then they tried again, but they never worked because the doctor advised us, best they take me to the school for the deaf. By that time, I was around 12 years.
So what happened? How did you lose your hearing?
One time, I woke up when I was already deaf. But before, I had got sick mumps. I was sick of mumps, which affects the ear. So I got mumps. The next day, I was surprised to wake up when I couldn't hear anymore. They used to call me, but I couldn't hear. First, they thought I was pretending because I didn't want to do housework, but true, I couldn't hear anymore. Now they tried all the hospital in Uganda to help me so that I gain back my hearing, but I never gained back my hearing. So doctor advised us better we join the school for the deaf. This school, I can learn sign language, saying, so I join other deaf children and see how we can learn. So we tried Uganda School for the Deaf, but that time the children were many and the school, and we failed to get a place. So we moved to Luwero Boys Primary School. So Luwero Boys Primary School is an inclusive school. It has boys and girls. So I got a place there. So I learned from Luwero up to P6. But there were so many challenges. In that school, it only helps children who are deaf with basics learning. But the person who's in P6 and P7, they don't focus so much. So I was trying my best to learn. In year 2000, some group of deaf people from Uganda National Association for the Deaf came to Luwero School. They had an aim to elect the leaders for the district organization for the deaf. All deaf children, all deaf people came for the workshop at the school. Same Alex Indez was there, the representative for the disability. Many people were there. Me, I'd never seen deaf people. Me, I thought deaf people were not so big in big position.
So you were surprised there was very many, right?
I was surprised. I saw them signing and they were looking nice. I had one was an MP. I was surprised. My heart informed me. Same me, I can. That time I was age 13. But I got so interested. I wanted to be like those people. So time for election of leaders, I was there because the conference had happened in the school. So they wanted to elect the leader. So they asked who wanted to be the leader for the district, for the association for the deaf. Me, I said, me, I want. Remember me, I was age 13. Other people were above 40, 30, 20. But me, I was 13. Me, I said, me, I want. Honorable Alex was surprised to see a young person standing to become a leader. So all people, we stood there. Me, I was among those who, while I was still in my uniform. So time for announcing the winner, I won all the others. So I was elected the leader. Then from there, so they started inviting us for workshops, different conferences. Same, they invited me. They used to send a person to pick me to go to the conference. From there in Kampala, I met many deaf people. Many were beautiful. Even I met Miss Uganda. I met different people. I got more interested that I want to be like those people. That helped me to learn so hard, because I wanted to be a successful person in life. But Ruel Boys School, their teaching for the deaf was not so good. So I said if I sit P7 here, I can fail to pass. So that holiday time, I came back to Compassion offices. I wrote a letter to our director. I explained to the director everything that had happened. Same, I requested them to transfer me to the best school for the deaf, because I wanted to pass. That time I was still in P6. So next year I was joining P7. I was surprised. The director accepted very fast, and I was transferred to Ntinda School for the deaf for P7 only. So when I joined P7 in Ntinda, I saw many deaf children there. So I said I must work hard. So I want to win the whole school. So I worked hard. So I was the best girl in that year. That was 2005. So time I became the best girl so I started thinking how to join secondary school. I wanted to go to Kenya, because for me I was interested in learning from other countries. But my friend advised me that there in Kenya we only learn tailoring, but here I wanted to learn up to university. So I said to myself, better I join other school. That time school for the deaf secondary were not there. So I had to join Ngola High School in Kumi district. It is very far, but my heart was okay, because I wanted to learn. Same after P7, the results had come. So I informed my CDC. They accepted me to take me to Ngola High School. Everything they paid by Compassion International. I learned from Ngola High School 4 years, but life there was hard. Why? Because for me, I was from Luwero, and I used to go to Ngola, and my parents were poor. They used not to visit me, and the situation was so hard. So I passed, but I wasn't the best, but I passed. So when I passed, I told my parents, the situation is hard. Better let me join another school in Kampala for senior 5. But my mother wanted me to join vocation. Me, I said no, because my heart was informing me something good is happening. I thank God, because I have an heart which has instincts. If my heart informs me that and I work hard, I must get it. I thank God for that gift. Very few people have that, but me, if I aim to something, I get it. So my mother challenged me, so I informed Compassion. Compassion said it is okay. That time, secondary school for the deaf had started, so I joined Wakiso School for the deaf for senior 5. I learned senior 5 and up to senior 6, and I passed. In that year, only 2 people passed. I was the best girl. Now I joined Chambogo University under government sponsorships. Why? Because I got the 2 principal passes that the government needs for the disabled people to join campus. Same that year, my Compassion sponsorship had got finished. Compassion used not to support me, but I was surprised But after Compassion had left, then government started to support me. I learned accounting and finance at Chambogo University. But time I was there at Chambogo University, I sat and saw that God, who I am, learning from different up to Chambogo. Many people with disability don't succeed in life. My heart told me I have to do something. But how should I start? It was hard. Remember, many times when you are at university, they think different. They think how to marry rich men. But my way of thinking was about thinking about the future and how I can be, or I can help other children. Me, I'm a very prayerful person. First, I prayed. I asked God to guide me how to start. I had no money. By that time, I was living alone because my parents, they didn't care so much. So I was alone on my own. So I thought, good thing, I had good connection with my sponsor in Compassion. We started sharing with my sponsor. But my sponsor was still young. She's older than me by 1 year. She was still young. Same her, she had no resources. By the time when we started sharing, we started thinking on what we should do, because we had few resources. But my faith, I had faith in me that something will happen. So after some few months, my sponsor wrote to me, informing to me, I want to give you a gift from graduating from Compassion International. It was a laptop. But how to get the laptop? The good thing, by that time I had a friend in New York. So I contacted my friend, can you bring my gift when you are finished to learn? My friend was near to finish, like he was remaining with 6 months. My friend said, I can help you and bring your laptop. So I connected my friend to my sponsor. My sponsor bought a gift. He sent to my friend. By the time he brought the laptop, I had already started to plan. I had already encouraged my friend how we can start this organization. By the time we started, many thought there was money. Why? My ways of life, even if I have problem, I don't show people. So people thought I had big money. They thought I was going to give them money. But this was more about volunteering. So by the time we started, when people saw there was no money, they started leaving the organization. So few stayed. So I've worked with those few that stayed. We started coming, collecting children, teaching them sign language. Some parents, we encouraged them to know the rights for the children with disability. Some, we taught them the Bible. We wanted them to know that these children are special. They can be any person in future. So we tried to encourage them. Where do we sit? We used to sit under the tree near the church. No chair. We used to sit down. We started from there. Slowly by slowly, with time, God brought our first sponsor for one child. He's here, he's sponsoring our child, but he finished to learn. But he's working here. We started with him. We supported him, school fees. The sponsor used to send me money. So we paid schools.
That's so interesting. So you have a son, right?
Yes.
Does he speak?
We have one son. My son is not deaf, he's a hearing son. And I have some people at home. And many people can be deaf and they born a hearing child who speaks well and goes to school and he learns in a hearing school. So some I live with my sister-in-law who is hearing. So she knows sign language, she can communicate. So they can communicate with my son, and also she can communicate with me. Whenever I get talk, whenever I don't understand something, my sister-in-law can interpret for me very well. Me, I grew up with my grandmother. My mother put me to stay with my grandmother when I was 6 months. So my grandmother is the one who has raised me up to the time I got married. My grandmother is there. My relationship with my grandmother is very strong. The bond is so strong. Me, if I have some pain, my emotional pain, I can't share with anyone, but I only share with my grandmother. And same, I thank God up to now, my grandmother is still there to see my success, because she struggled so much with me when I was growing up. I thank her more. Other relatives are there, and the relationship is good. My mother, the relationship is just there.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Shamil. I am so inspired that I should never give up.
I should
keep fighting. I hope that people out there take the message as well, that we can make it. We need to be resilient.